Hello. Hey guys, I'm going to give you a second to jump on, but I wanted to share this thought that has come into kind of crystal clear as of this morning, and I felt it really important to share with you. And that is especially for female Christian leaders, and this is why. I think it holds true for all leaders, but I think I'm going to take this from a faith perspective to communicate to you that I think there is a far greater attack than ever before. And it is deceitful in that it is in the little things. It can be in the small things. Because remember, there is an enemy that seeks to search and destroy. And in the state of our world, in the state of our country, in the state of the environment, I just went to Sprouts for a quick snack run because we're getting ready to do a road trip, like the grab and go type things. And in that process, there was at least, which is only a couple miles from my house, there was at least 3 people that just got angry and upset for one reason or another in a car, or somebody walking on the sidewalk, or whatever the case may be. Now is the time for us, especially as believers, to show up in the way that we were truly called to show up and be present. And for us to be able to truly show up as our best self and be able to give our best, we have to be at our best. And it doesn't have to be something that is obviously traumatic in our own personal lives. If I were the enemy, think about it. If it was an obvious attack, you would be on guard. And if you don't share my faith, you could think of it as I think most people believe in a good energy and a bad energy, right? If you are lined up, ready to go for your day-to-day, and if you are, I lost my train of thought. So if I was your enemy, right, and I wanted to take you out, would I make it so obvious? Would I let you know that the attack is coming? Would I make it so dramatic? Sometimes that happens. Other times, it's the little things. It's the distraction. Remember walking on water? It was only a small smidge of distraction, a small smidge of losing focus. That distraction, that discomfort, that whatever it is that you're struggling with is the distraction that is keeping you from truly serving at your best. It's probably something disguised as something that you're doing for the good of others, right? When we run ourselves into a ground, whether it's running a business, running our homes, that's why I feel like it is especially important for leaders to hear this, and you're a leader if you have influence. John Maxwell talks about the fact that leaders are just people that have influence, and pretty much all of us have influence, whether it's moms in a household and that's their sole focus, someone that is building their own business, somebody that works for another business and has a team, whatever the case may be. Most of us are leaders in some capacity, and leaders are being attacked so that they don't show up with their best. And so it is more important than ever that we be on guard, that we be aware, and that we get intentional about our day-to-day actions to set us up for the greatest level of success. Because that distraction of not feeling good, right? Obviously, I work with women mostly that want to lose weight. They're uncomfortable in their own skin. They're tired of walking in the closet and seeing 2 sides. The side that doesn't fit, it haunts them because they used to be that size, and then the size that's good enough, right? They're distracted by what food choices. They're distracted by maybe not eating all day and then stress eating at the end of the night because they didn't think about it. They didn't have time to meal prep. Who has time for that? Whatever the stories are that they've created themselves, they're usually struggling with weight in some capacity. But the weight is really just a physical reflection of an internal distraction, an internal disruption that plants a seed just enough to stifle or silence or even just slightly mute the level of boldness that we have, the level of confidence we have, the level of belief we have in ourselves to do the next best thing for ourselves and for whatever it is that we're created to do. Because we're each uniquely created on purpose for a greater purpose. And when we all stand up as leaders and get strong and get bold and find our voice at the level in which we are entitled to, at the level in which God graced us for, at the level in which represents the spirit that He has placed in us, when we stand up and understand that internal power and strength and the purpose that He has given us, even if it's just it's in the simple things, being kind, being the smile, reaching out, doing your version of impact, whatever that is. You're called to do that at your fullest potential, but you cannot possibly be at your fullest potential if you're not first taking care of the body, the vessel that is intended to help you carry that out. If you're not taking care of and being mindful of your mind itself, your thoughts, what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, if you aren't intentional, you will fall to the distraction. Your intention, your distraction will have the better of you. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes you know you're in a battle. Sometimes it's the little things day by day that you keep putting off. Ladies, stop putting yourself off. You are not doing yourself any service by putting yourself off. If you are uncomfortable in your own skin, if you're struggling, if you feel like you don't have energy, if you have something that's haunting you because you want to get back to feeling good and strong and confident, you want to walk with confidence, you want to, have energy, all that kind of stuff. If you aren't there and you're trying to achieve all of this here or give to somebody or whatever the case may be, you aren't at your best to give your best. So how can you expect to give something you don't have to give? Stop putting yourself last and understand that there is a very real battle. There's a very real distinction of distraction in today's environment. And we have to be mindful of it and we have to get intentional about it. And I am so excited to be taking this next leap of faith in this 12-week project because, again, I'll keep you posted on that, but another level of clarity and just what the 3 phases of that 12-week program, it was all pretty much written out if you had missed it. Or not all, pretty much. It was all like content there, but then reframing it and solidifying it so that our faith and our biblical references are the foundation and the forefront. Because when you build on unstable ground, you are building on quicksand. You're building on sinking sand. And we know as believers that God's word and his spirit in us is the strongest foundation that we can build on. So I am personally going to hold myself accountable to finding a new level of boldness, a new level of faith and courage to specifically work with women of faith that are looking to, yes, ditch the inner pounds, but recognize the stinking thinking that has you distracted, that has you stuck, that has you in battle. Recognize it. Learn how to uproot it, replace it with God's living word, know how to practically create a new story for yourself, one that is worthy of what you were created to do in terms of purpose and impact. And then also, yes, teach you how to ditch the unwanted pounds. It becomes a byproduct of becoming strong in mind, body, and spirit. Obviously, I'm fired up. So I'm really excited to get that. But if nothing else you heard from today, understand and start to be recognizing the distraction that is in your current environment. And do your best to remove the distractions, whether it be, physical distractions or situational distractions. In the heart of your hearts, and this is part of the challenge though, for every distraction or struggle or battle, it kind of creates a block between us and how well we hear from God, how well we can discern his voice, how well we can hear that intuition, that little voice behind us that says, this is the way to walk in it. When we're struggling and we're battling, it creates a block in that line of communication. So the more we recognize distraction, call it out, recognize the stinking thinking, call it out, and create thoughts that actually empower us and align with our ultimate purpose, the stronger we become. And the more able we are to do the things that we want to do and that we're called to do. And yes, losing weight is part of that. I thought about that this morning too, and I was like, maybe, whatever. But reality is that when we are at our best physically, then we feel good, we have energy, we have confidence, we have boldness. We are more likely to believe the stories and carry them out that are true about us, right? It's a process, and I got you, sister. But for the moment, understand to start recognizing the distractions and calling them out and start taking action towards that. Know that you're created on purpose for a greater purpose, and you uniquely are designed to do just that. So it becomes our duty and our responsibility to be the best we can be so that we can live that out to our fullest potential. Because if you don't, no one else will do it for you, because there is only one you. All right. Love you guys. Bye.